Okay, hello everyone, welcome back. We're doing another makeup inventory video. You may have forgotten about this, and you may have thought that I forgot about it, but alas, I have not. I've had a few roadblocks, but we're back in it today. I filmed this video one time, and everything was out of focus. I was showing you the shadows, every single shadow was out of focus, and I have uploaded some questionable quality videos in my day, but that just felt so wrong. So we're back at it today, hopefully doing it right this time. Today is my single shadows and like individual eye products, so like liners and individually like packaged eyeshadows and stuff. I don't have a ton of eyeshadow of singles, so I'm going to basically, for like my palettes, like my pans of single shadows, show you. I feel like I'm far away. Here, let's get a little closer. I'm going to show you what I have and then swatch them out, but I think I'm just going to, for the sake of time and stuff, just like speed through that process, like show it to you, but speed through the swatching process. And then, yeah, just go from there. I think that feels the most right to me. I don't have an overhead setup. One day, perhaps I will. And that would be a little bit more conducive to this video, but alas, you're just stuck staring at my face today. Yeah, let's just get into it before I talk forever and ever. So the first palette that I have of singles, this is all my MAC shadows. I used to love these so much, but I reach for them occasionally if I'm going for super neutral, like if I have a conference or an important meeting or something that I know I need like satin shadows, like subtler makeup. This is kind of like my go-to palette, so I do actually reach for these a good amount. I also have 3 makeup designery shades in here, which is kind of like a random, I don't know, makeup brand that you buy at like salons and stuff, but they're glued in to this palette because for some reason this palette only holds MAC shadows. I don't know what's special about this palette or the MAC shadows, but I glued them in with flash glue because otherwise I don't use them, and they just make sense in this palette to me. So yeah, so I'll just go through what I have. So this white up here, cream shade, is a makeup designery, just like cream shade. Then I have nylon, soft brown, antiqued, woodwinked, cranberry, amber lights, expensive pink, red brick, coppering, sable, saddle, embark, sketch, satin taupe, and then these 2 are just random makeup designery shadows. So I'm just gonna swatch them on my arm, speed through it, play a little music, and just so you can see what they look like, I guess. I don't know. You guys know I love swatching. I love watching people swatch, so let's just do that. These are all of my MAC shadows, swatch a little bit down my arm. They don't swatch amazingly, they're not super like intense or pigmented. We all know, I feel like most people know MAC shadow quality. It's fine, I use them on occasion. You know, neutrals. That's that on that. Alright, so next little palette, I have them kind of organized super randomly. Up here, these square pans are my Cliona shades. So I have the shades Abrasion, Corrosion, Carving, Grisaille, Torch, Enamel, Spotlight, Tracery, Ripple, and Foiling. If you're curious, I have a swatching, like first impressions video of these, and then also 10 looks using all of these shades and looks. So I can link that either in the cards or down below, one of the two, if you're interested. A little shameless self-promotion, and then I'll get to the other shadows in here, but I guess let's just quickly swatch out these Cliona shades. Honestly, fuck my budget. As soon as Cliona does a restock, I'm getting more of these. I mean, these are fucking stunning. I literally can't get enough of them. And then down on the bottom here are my Shine by SD Reserve collection. I also recently uploaded a video using all of these in looks, and I have a first impressions of these as well. So I have Reserve number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. And I think I could probably fit them, hopefully, on the bottom part of my arm. Oh god, swatching these shadows makes me so happy. Beautiful. Alright, so now I have my Terra Moons shades that are new to me. I haven't actually used any of these in my eyes yet, but I did do a swatching video on these. So I have the shade Red Giant, Light Year, Antares, Sun Scorched, Gamma Ray, Daybreak, Counting Stars, Supernova, Artemis, Ceres, Reign of Terra, Helix Nebula, and Inertia. I already swatched these, but let's just do it again. I mean, there's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to say. You see it. Alright, and so now I have the rest of my shadows are in this big Colored Rain palette. So, okay. Alright, so it's been a fucking minute to try to get to balance this up here. The top the top shades are my JD Glow shades. So I have the shade Opal, Sin, aka Sprung, which is the hot pink, and then Peachy Keen, Prismatic, Lemon Lime, and Secrets. And then we have Bora Bora, Peacock, Watermark, Anomaly, Good God, Plum, Insane, and Fairy Acid. And then here we have 365 and Unexpected. That is the best I can do, okay? It's the best I can do. those are all of my JD Glow shadows. My arm is so sore. Okay, so now this little section here are all my Looksy shadows, so I'm going to try to point them out. This is Cookie Dough, Walk of Shame, Baby Girl, Tesla, Dreamy, Sultry, Heartthrob, Bougie, and then Space Case, Mesa, Sunset Drive, Hot and Habanero. And then this row starts with Squash, Tiger, Limelight, Siren of the Sea, Nirvana, Misfit, Charmed, Duperstar, Hustle, and then Slither and Lady Luck, if you can see these. And that's like the order that I'm going to swatch them in as well, if you wanted to like keep track. I'm going to do it on this arm because I'm giving my right arm or my left arm a break. So these are all of the shades until the shade Misfit, and then I'm going to swatch the last couple on my other arm. Okay, and these are the last 5. I like my Looksy shadows. I think they perform well. They're not my favorite formula, but they're good quality shadows, particularly for the price. They're really affordable. Okay, and then I'm just gonna tell you all this bottom row and then swatch it all. So these larger pens out of the bottom are from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. These colorful shades are depotted from, well, they're all depotted from different highlighter palettes. These first 4 are from the Fantasy Glow highlighter palette, I believe, and then this one is from the Holy Glow Volume 2. Then I have, so these shades are the shades Unicorn Glow, Ivy Lord, Fairy Jewel, Sun Dragon, and Sunset Bronze. This single shadow over here is ColourPop Glass Bowl, and then the 2 at the end are 2 Sydney Gray shadows. They're the shade The Greatest Gift and Dear Reader. Alright, and so I'm going to just swatch these last few guys on this arm over here. Okay, and then these are the last of my singles. So these are the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics ones. This is ColourPop Glass Bowl, and then these are 2 the Sydney Grace ones, The Greatest Gift and Dear Reader. Alright, so those are all of my like single pressed powder eyeshadows. I believe I counted last time I did this and I think I had 96. I'm happy with that. I love using them. I love swatching them. And I'm excited to collect or accumulate more. So I feel like I don't have a ton of singles, but I've been loving singles a lot, especially this past year. So now let's move into some of like my individually like single potted eyeshadows, which I don't use a ton and I don't have a ton of, but I have them. So let's just go through them. I have one Kiko Milano Long Lasting Wet and Dry Use eyeshadow in the shade 200. This is just a like taupey shade. I do like these, but again, I kind of just forget about these shadows. I have 2 other Kiko shadows. These are the High Pigment Wet and Dry eyeshadows. I have the shade 44, which is like a tangerine matte shade. And the shade 19, which is like a yellow marigold shade, kind of. I have two NYX Prismatic eyeshadows. This is the shade Voodoo, which is like a warm brown, like a blue greeny or a brown greeny shade, like a warm base with a green shift. And then the shade Glass Slipper, which is like kind of like a greeny blue shade. I have two L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows, like these pressed ones that used to be super popular. I have the shade Eternal Sunshine. This is just a gold. And then I have the shade Tender Caramel, which is like another like taupey shade. I have one Wet n Wild eyeshadow, the color Icon Single Eyeshadow in the shade Nutty, which is like a satin taupey shade. And then one Pat McGrath single, the Idols eyeshadow in the shade Dark Matter. This is just a matte black, which I actually get a ton of use out of. And then I have two ColourPop Super Shocks. This one's really old. This is the shade Erotic. This is from when they first were like a brand. I don't use this anymore, and I'm like, you can't get this for sure, but I used to love it. And then I have the shade Frog, which is like kind of like an iridescent pinky bluey shade. And then I have one Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pot. This is in the shade Sun Drenched. It's basically, if I can show it, it's like a gold. Okay, so my camera just shut off, but I think I got it all. So now I'm just going to swatch all of these quickly in the order that I just talked about them in. Yep. Okay, so these are all of my single like potted eyeshadows. I didn't swatch this one because it doesn't swatch. It's a hard pen and it's old. But yeah, they're fine. I often forget about them. I don't get as much use out of them as I should. Except for this black. I use that all the time. And I actually have 6, which is pretty random, loose pigments from ColourPop specifically. These are all, or except for one, were from the like Kathleen Lights collaboration, like the Zodiac collaboration or collection or whatever. I never use these, honestly, and for all the reasons that people say they don't use loose pigments, they aren't even as special as my indie shades. They're finicky and they take like more time to apply. They're fine, but I wouldn't, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have bought them. So I have the shade The Lion, which is a gold. The shade The Twins, which is like a red, like gold kind of duochrome. I have the shade The Scales, which is like a pink blue duochrome. The shade The Maiden, which is just like a sparkly white. And the shade The Crab, which is like a blue pink duochrome. And then I have the shade Red Zone, which is just like a champagne shade that is just regular. They don't do loose pigments anymore. And I never use those, honestly. I'm not gonna swatch them because that's too annoying for me. Okay, and then I have 4 of these like liquid eyeshadows, I guess. So I have 2 Stila ones. I have the shade Kitten Karma and the shade Wanderlust. This Wanderlust shade is okay, but this Kitten Karma one is almost dried out, which is sad because I haven't had it for that long. And then I have 2 ColourPop. I think they called these the Supernova shadows. Yeah, I don't think they do these anymore either, but this is the shade Constellation, which was also in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and the shade Walk of Fame, which is like a copper shade. These are both like basically dried out, which is sad. And that's why I don't buy liquid shadows anymore, because they always disappoint me because they don't last. Now I have some pencil liners. Most are from ColourPop. I have the shade Swerve, which is a black. The shade Boots, I believe, which is a pink. This one sucks balls. This is the shade Mr. Bing, which is a warm brown. The shade Puppy, which is an orange. The shade Overboard, which is a bronze. The shade Best O, which is a purple, like plummy shade, and the shade Venus, which is a red. Some are good, some are bad. Like the pink one is bad. When they're good, they're really good. When they're bad, they're so bad. And then I also have a Rimmell Scandalized Waterproof Kohl Kajal in the shade Black. I haven't used this in a while, but it's just a black pencil liner. I have two basically liquid liners. I have the Huda Beauty Life Liner in Extreme Black. This is okay. It's what I'm using right now. It has like one end has a pencil liner and then one end has a liquid liner. I got it for $16 on sale. Wouldn't buy it again. It's not horrible. It's not my favorite. And I also have the Sephora brush tip liquid liner. This is waterproof, I guess. It's just black. It's almost done. I've just been using it to like cover my lash band up. And then I have one mascara on the go right now. This is the Essence Lash Princess False Effect Mascara. False Lash Effect Mascara, because I hear so many things about this. I actually really like it. I'm impressed. I typically only have one mascara at a time. And then I have one cream eyeshadow that is completely dried up. It's the MAC Paint Pot in Quite Natural. This used to be my go-to. I used to wear this like almost every day. It's just like a brown. It's a brown. But it was an old faithful for me. All right, you guys, and that's it. Oh, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8 pencil liners, by the way. I have 8 pencil liners. Now, that is the conclusion of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the swatching was like kind of enjoyable to watch. It went faster than I expected, and hopefully, you know, it was a little bit more intriguing than me just like going through all of my shadows and just like showing them to you. I hope so. Anyway, I only have, I think, lips to do and then eyeshadow palettes after this, so look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye! Oh my god. How am I gonna do this? Okay, so I'm going to try to show you these. It's huge. I have a lot of shadows in here. But the top large pans are all JD Glow. So, excuse there. Okay, so, you know what? I'm just going to go like left. I'm just going to go, is it left to right? This is not going well. This is the benefit of having, okay. So I have the shade Opal. This is not going to work.